Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week. Well, now let's go ahead and close today's episode with the App of the Week. And today we're talking about an RSS feed reader, simply called StreamSphere. Here's that demonstration of StreamSphere. Hi, for episode 188 App of the Week, this is demonstrating StreamSphere, StreamSphere. StreamSphere is an RSS reader, and it's kind of clean. I like it. I hope that you like it after you hear the description of the app. For today's demonstration, I'll be using my Pixel 8 Pro running Android 15 Beta 3.1 and TalkBack 15.x. In the way of a nostalgia, I am using the Vocalizer TS to demonstrate this app, and I'll be using the Evan voice variant. I am on the play page of StreamSphere, and now we'll navigate to the About and hear the description of the app. And then you can determine as to whether or not this is for you or not. Let's now tap on the About.
About this app, heading.
And I'll tap
Google Play Store, StreamSphere, RSS Reader, details.
And now let's hear what the description says.
RSS Reader, add, read, save, search, no limits, no account, local processing. This privacy-friendly and ad-free RSS Reader app allows effortless management of RSS feeds, access to favorite articles, and a customizable reading experience. Discover a world of information with ease, featuring a diverse selection of over 700 sources curated. This collection includes 32 popular topics such as technology, sports, food, movies, business, travel, and more, as well as news from 26 different countries around the globe. Stay connected to the world with the news from countries like the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Germany, France, India, Japan, Brazil, and many others. Plus, you have the freedom to add and personalize your own sources to follow content that interests you. Features: comfortable reading mode without distractions, open book, saving favorite articles for quick access, star. Quickly find specific articles with the search feature, magnifying glass tilted left. Automatic feed refresh, disabled by default. Counterclockwise arrows button. Dark theme for a night reading, crescent moon. Internal-external browser globe with meridians. Ad-free prohibited television. No account person gesturing, no man lock with key. No data collection prohibited, bar chart. Unlimited sources, topics, and articles, except for your device's memory. Prohibited locked. Local processing, everything is computed on your device, mobile phone with arrow. Import-export OPML, easily backup or share your sources in box tray, outbox tray. Additionally, user suggestions for relevant sources are welcome to enrich the RSS reader. Your feedback is highly valued, and it contributes to enhancing StreamSphere. Please share your thoughts and report any bugs to help improve the RSS reading experience.
And that's the description of the app. I'll now go back.
Play Store. About this app, heading.
I'll now scroll back to top and tap on Open.
Expand, in list. Open, button. StreamSphere. Open navigation drawer, button, out of list.
I am now in the menu eye of the app, and the first thing we heard is Open navigation drawer, and that's found on the top left corner of the phone. Now, let's go ahead and explore the buttons that we find here in the menu eye of the app. We're currently sitting on that Open navigation drawer, and now I'll move right, and we got
StreamSphere.
That's the title of the app. Moving right.
Search, button.
Next.
Filter, button.
And the last item on the top right corner.
More options, button.
Is the More Options button. Now, I do want to mention here in passing that we don't have any tabs or anything of the sort at the bottom. Instead, we have one single button at the bottom right corner, and that will be the Read All.
Read All button.
Now, let's walk our way back to the top and take a look at both the navigation drawer as well as the More options. Let's get started though by looking at the navigational drawer.
Open navigation drawer button.
And I'll tap.
Menu StreamSphere enlist 2 items.
Tapping on the navigational drawer, here's what we've got.
Favorites 1 of 2.
Next.
All 2 of 2.
And then the last item here is Sources.
Sources out of list.
Now, to the right of the sources are a couple important buttons. The first button immediately to the right of the sources is Add Discovery Source.
Icon for Discovery Sources button.
In other words, when we tap here, we can see all the different topics and categories that we could choose to add as a feed. And then to the right of that, the last button here on the right will be a manual process. In other words, if you tap that button, then you'll be adding the RSS feed manually. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Then we'll go to the discovery page.
Icon to add source button.
This is a manual process. Let's tap.
Add source. Title. Edit box.
The first item we hear, or the first edit field, is the title. So you'll give it the title. Then the second edit field below that.
https://edit box RSS link.
This is the edit field that you will type in the RSS feed that you would like to manually add. And down below that is the last edit field.
Topic. Edit box.
And that's for the topic, whether it's Android, Apple, or whatever. And then at the bottom, below this edit field, we've got 3 buttons from the left to the right. We've got Preview.
Preview button.
Then we have Cancel in the middle.
Cancel button.
And then the OK button to the
OK
right.
button.
I'll tap on Cancel.
Cancel button. StreamSphere. StreamSphere enlist 2 items.
Now let's go ahead and tap on the icon that would take us to the discovery page. I'll now tap on the one that takes us there.
Icon for Discovery Sources button out of list.
And I tap.
StreamSphere. Navigate up button.
We're now on a page with a lot of categories to choose from. And we've got 2 rows. The first row is all about technology, books, cars, beauty, and all of that. And then below that is another row that's representing countries. In other words, if you tap on a country, you'll be choosing a news source from that country. Let's though get started from the first one. That's the first row on the top. And we've got
Topic image. Android development enlist.
And I'm going right. These things go all the way to the right. So you keep swiping or sliding right to get to the next one. So we got Android developers. So if you like to hear about Android development or you want to be participating in Android development, this is the one you go in and find the sources. Let's take a quick look and see what some of these sources are before we look at the other categories.
StreamSphere. Navigate up button out of list.
In Android development, we've got the following.
Android developers YouTube channel enlist.
Next.
Android developers backstage. Android Backstage, a podcast by and for Android developers, hosted by developers from the Android engineering team. This show covers topics of interest to Android programmers, with in-depth discussions and interviews with engineers on the Android team at Google.
Next.
Android and Instagram engineering on Medium. Latest stories tagged with Android and Instagram engineering on Medium.
If I scroll down.
Android and MindWorks on Medium. Latest stories tagged with Android and MindWorks on Medium.
You get the drift, and to the right of each of these is an add source.
Add source button.
So if I tap add source here, for example.
Add source. Android and MindWorks on Medium. Edit box. Title. Out of list.
And we're landed in an edit field with the title, and the default title is there. If you want to change it to something else, you just erase that and type in what you want next. Below that,
https:// 2/medium com feed Mindorks tagged Android, edit box, RS.
That's the RSS feed, and then the last edit field.
Android development, edit box, topic.
And the topic is Android development. And below that edit field on the right, we've got the cancel.
Cancel button.
And to the right of that
OK button.
is the OK button. If I tap OK, I'll be adding that source to my list of sources. I'm going to tap on cancel.
Cancel button. StreamSphere. Add source.
Now I'm going to go back.
StreamSphere. Topic image. Android development in list.
And now let's look at a few of these categories. So we've got Android development, and I'm going right.
Topic image. Android.
Let's go right.
Topic image. Apple.
Let's go right.
Topic image. Architecture.
That's architecture. It doesn't say it right. Let's go right again.
Topic image. Beauty.
Let's keep going right.
Topic image. Books.
One more.
Topic image. Business and economy.
You got the drift. So you can go on, and you can tap on either of those things and then go choose the sources you want to use. Now below that is the other row that I mentioned earlier, and that has to do with countries. So I'll put my finger down, starting from the left and going right.
Topic image. Australia. In list.
And going right.
Topic image. Bangladesh.
Going right.
Topic image. Belgium.
Right.
Topic image. Brazil.
Right.
Topic image. Canada.
You got the drift. So for example, if we tap on Canada, for example.
StreamSphere. Navigate up button. Out of list.
We're now in Canada, and you can add these news sources. This has to do with news, and so starting from the top, we've got news sources like
CBC Top Stories News. For personal use only. In list.
And of course, to the right of it, you have the add source.
Add source button.
Next, below that,
Global News.
I'm just moving down.
Financial Post. Canada Business News financial updates and information. National Post. Canadian News. World News and breaking headlines.
You got the drift.
The Province. Vancouver. BC News. Sports and breaking headlines.
Now, I'm going to go back.
StreamSphere. Topic image. Canada. In list.
I'll now go back to the first row and tap on Android, since this is about Android.
Topic image. Android.
Let's tap on Android.
StreamSphere. Navigate up.
We're now on a page that has different Android sources, and these sources include
All about Android. Audio. All
just
about
moving
Android.
down.
Android News. Reviews. Tips. Android Authority. Android Authority Podcast. The Android Authority Podcast. Discussing topics in Android. Android Central. Android Forums. News. Reviews. Help.
So let's say we want to add Android Central, for example.
Add source button. Add source. Android Central. Android Forums. News.
And we have that edit field with the title and
HTTP. /feed.
the edit field with the URL for the RSS feed.
Android edit box.
And then
topic.
we have the topic. And then at the bottom of the edit field on the right, we have
Cancel button.
and
OK button.
I'm going to tap OK to add this one.
StreamSphere. Navigate up button.
Now I'm going to scroll down and find one and add it at random.
Android Police. Android News.
Oh,
Review.
there's Android Police there, so I'll move to the right
Add source button.
and tap.
Add source. Android Police. Android News.
That's the title area. I'm just going to go tap on OK.
OK button.
I just
StreamSphere.
tapped on
Add source.
OK. So now I've got two sources that I have added. Now let's go back out of here.
StreamSphere. Topic image. Android in list.
We're back to the list of the categories again. I'm going to go back.
StreamSphere. StreamSphere.
And we are in the navigational drawer menu. I'll go back again.
Open navigation drawer button. Out of list.
And now we're in the menu eye of the app. The other item we want to look at here is the more options on the top right corner.
More options button.
Let's go ahead and tap on more options.
Pop-up window. Sources Manager in list.
Tapping on more options, the first item we heard is Sources Manager. In other words, if you tap here, you can manage the sources that you've added. You could remove those sources, and also there's an item in there that would take you to the discovery page. We'll come to that, but let's go ahead and look at what else we have here in this menu.
Settings.
We have Settings and the last item,
About.
About. Let's go ahead though and look at the settings before we go to the Source Manager.
Settings.
Let's tap.
StreamSphere. Navigate up. Button. Out.
We are now in the settings area, and I'm not going to necessarily be going through each and every one of the items found here within the settings. I'll just go through them unless I find something that's very important that we need to go into. Otherwise, I'll just go through the items and you can hear them as I go through. Starting from the top, here's what we got. The first heading,
General. Heading.
General heading, and below that,
Night mode. Enable night mode for a darker theme. Switch off.
Next,
Display read all button. Display the button on the main screen to mark all items as read. Switch on.
and that's that button at the bottom right. When you tap that, it toggles it to mark all as read, and if you tap it again, it'll set it to unread. Let's move on.
Feeds auto refresh interval. Never.
We come to the refresh, and by default is set to never, so it's not constantly pinging for new articles. You can just swipe down with 2 fingers to refresh the page, or you can go in here and change it to the frequency that you would like it to check for articles. I think the lowest is 15 minutes, and it goes up to 24 hours. In other words, you got 15, 30, 1 hour, 3, 6, 12, or 24 hours. So you choose what you want, but by default, it's set to never. Next,
Feed items. Heading.
Feed items heading, and we've got,
Display style. Normal.
if you don't like the normal display style, you could tap here to go change that.
Text size. Adjust text size for the article in feeds. 15.
You have a little bit of sight and you want to change the size of the text. You could change that. There's a slider below here.
Seek per slider. 38% for text size.
There's a seek bar that you can increase by swiping up to increase the size of the text, or you could swipe down to decrease the size of the text. Moving on,
Mark read items. Mark read items in the feed with non-bold titles. Switch on.
next.
Display images. Display images in the feed. Switch on.
In other words, if you want to be able to see the images that comes with every article, you could leave this on. But if you don't want to see images, you could turn it off. I think for myself, I'm going to turn it off.
Off.
Next.
Maximum items per source. 50.
So by default, every source is allowed to fetch up to 50 articles. But if you want to decrease that or increase it, you tap here and go change that as you would like. Next.
Reader. Heading.
Under Reader heading, we've got
Reader mode. Enable reader mode for a cleaner view of articles. Switch on.
Next.
Swipe navigation. Swipe to navigate between articles and tap to cancel the swipe. Switch off.
Next.
Text size. Adjust the text size for the reader. 3.
And we come across the text size for the reader. Of course, we have the slider below that.
Seek per slider. 30% for text size.
Next.
Browser heading.
And then we come across browser heading.
Default browser. Open links in the default browser. Switch off.
In other words, if you find any links in an article, if you tap on them, it will open natively within the app. But if you want those links to be open in a different browser, then you could just turn this on so that you could choose what browser you would like to open those links found within the article that you're reading natively on the app. Next.
Advanced heading.
And this is the last heading, and we have one item here.
Connection timeout per source. 20 seconds.
In other words, it will check each source for up to 20 seconds, and if it's not responding, then it will just time out. But if you want to increase that, then you could tap here and go change how long it would take to try to check that particular source that is not responding. Let's now go back.
StreamSphere. More options. Button. Out of list.
It took me out of the settings and places me back in the menu eye under more options. Let's go ahead and tap on that and look at that Sources Manager.
Pop-up window. Sources Manager. In list.
And I'll tap.
StreamSphere. Navigate up. Button. Out of list.
Tapping on the Sources Manager, here's what we got.
Menu icon. Popular sources. In list.
Popular sources. In other words, if you tap here, it'll take you back to where we were earlier, where we saw things like the categories like Android development, Android, Apple, beauty, books, etc., and as well as those countries. That's what this will do if you tap here. Next.
Menu icon. Edit sources.
You could edit the sources. So in other words, if I tap here, it will show me the sources that I have chosen. I added Android Police and Android Central, and I would be able to remove those if I wanted to remove them, or if there's anything I want to edit about those, that's where I'll find it. Next.
Menu icon. Edit topics.
You could edit the topics. Next.
Menu icon. Import OPML.
And if you have another RSS feed reader that you would like to import from, this is where you'll tap and go find such an OPML file and import it. Last item here.
Menu icon. Export OPML.
You could export your list into an OPML file. Let's go back. That's the last one.
StreamSphere. More options. Button. Out of list.
Now we're back in the menu eye. Let's go ahead and tap on that open navigation drawer, and then we'll see what we have and see if we could refresh to see if we have any articles. I'll now tap on that open navigation drawer on the top left.
Open StreamSphere. In list. 2 items.
And at the bottom of the items,
Android. Collapsed. In list.
we hear Android collapse. So if I tap here, for example,
Android. Open navigation drawer. Button. View for the feed. List.
and
No content. Swipe down to refresh.
if I just swipe down to refresh,
The Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 and Watch 7 Ultra are missing a killer feature. New. 2 hours ago. Samsung's new Galaxy Watch 7 series packs a punch.
I just tapped to stop it and then move my finger
A
down.
Amazfit Helio Ring may launch in India soon, in time for Prime Day. New.
I just tapped to stop it. Now I'm going to tap one of these articles.
The Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. StreamSphere. Navigate up. Button. Out of list. View for the feed.
I just tapped on that article, and if I put my finger down
The Samsung
anywhere,
Galaxy Watch 7 and Watch 7 Ultra are missing a killer feature. Heading 1.
and if I move my finger down,
By Nicholas Sutrich. Android Central. Samsung's new Galaxy Watch 7 series packs a punch, but charging options are a bit of a letdown.
that's all that we have about the article. Now on the top right corner, we've got 2 buttons. The one on the top right is,
Open in browser. Button.
and the one to the left of that is an all-important button. That's the one that says Get Full Text.
Get full text. Button.
And now I tap, and now it will give me that full text.
Image credit. Nicholas Sutrich. Android Central.
Now if I just triple tap with 2 fingers here to say read from here, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just give a little snippet.
The Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 and Watch 7 Ultra are missing a killer feature. New. 2 hours ago. Samsung's new Galaxy Watch 7 series packs a punch, but charging options are a bit of a letdown. Android Central RSS feed. In list. View for the feed. What you need to know. Heading 2. Bullet. 1 of 3. 3 items. Wireless power sharing, known as Power Share, used to be a handy feature on Samsung smartwatches for quick charges. Bullet. 2 of 3. However, Samsung removed this feature in its latest Galaxy Watch lineup due to new sensor design, which increased the distance between the internal charging coil and the...
I just tap to stop the reading, but you get the drift. The only thing missing here is the fact that it does not have a TTS readout. So for example, if you want to shut off the screen and just listen to a TTS readout, you're not going to get that with this. So I think that if you want to hear that with a TTS readout, your best bet would be to invoke something like the reading mode and then use that in listening to the article from a TTS readout. Other than that, though, it works well with a Braille device as well. So if you want to read in Braille or you just want to go ahead and read with your screen reader, then you are good to go. And with that, I come to the close of this demonstration, and I hope that you find StreamSphere RSS feed reader to be something that you would like to give it a try. It is nice and clean and doesn't cost you a dime. Thanks for listening. And that's the demonstration for StreamSphere.
I think the only thing I'd like to have seen with that is, I'm guessing, if you want the full text of an article, when you double tap on it, you need an internet connection. And I wonder whether they should have a setting where you can turn on, kind of retrieve the whole thing when it auto refreshes, if indeed you have it to auto refresh, in the event that you want to come back and look at it locally, because it makes a big thing of doing everything locally on the device. And then when it actually came to reading an article, it struck me that it probably doesn't.
Yeah, and the guy is receptive to suggestions, so probably this would be a good suggestion to make it. Just in the event that you're somewhere, and then you all of a sudden don't have internet access or whatever the case may be. But I think as long as though you've tapped on that, get that full text, you should still be good to go. And the thing that I like about it,
you might not have done though, so you might only look at it when,
Yeah.
when you have an internet connection. So that's not amazing that it doesn't have a setting to change that.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think what I like about it is that most of these things need an account, and everybody wants to get your account, get your info. This one doesn't care, and totally ad-free, and everything is on your phone. I like that idea.
Yeah, I was trying it out last night, and I think I'm going to keep it. I really like it. You mentioned in the demo that it doesn't read things out loud, but you can use reading mode. And, I tried reading mode. As soon as you open the full article, you just do whatever gesture. I have reading mode assigned to a gesture. And, it just brings up reading mode, and you can hit play from there and just listen to it, turn off the screen if you want to.
Nice, because I like to turn off my screen when I'm reading a long article, for example, and because that saves your battery and all of that. I'm not looking at the screen. There's absolutely no need for me to be keeping my screen on. So it's one of the suggestions that I'm going to be sending to the developer, see if he could implement that. I mean, if all that he does is make it possible for us to choose whatever TTS we have on our phone, I'm satisfied with that.
Will it let you sign into RSS feeds? I know it doesn't need an account, but if you have an account, if you have an RSS feed where you need an account to access it, will it support that?
I didn't see that. The only thing I saw is that you could just import such OPMLs from other. So say, for example, if you have Feedly or whatever, and you want to sign into your Feedly account, I think the whole idea about this is to avoid all that account thing. That's the thrust of it.
Because we have a talking newspapers service here which has an RSS, but I think you need to sign into that RSS. So
yeah, well, you could try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Just for giggles, if if it lets you use it. I'm kind of curious. So try that and let us know if it works or not. And then maybe you could suggest that to him. I mean, see if he could implement something like that. So especially if there's an RSS feed that requires one to sign in, we should have that open to where we could sign into existing accounts on some other reader that we want to use.